Hi, this is Gary. Welcome to today's video. Well, today I have got an unboxing for you. This is a fairly substantial package. It arrived today from America. It's the first time that I've ordered anything from America, and this came from Pen Chalet. It took about 10 days from ordering to me receiving it, which is really good, especially when you consider 7 days of that was sat in Australia going through the customs process and then waiting to be delivered. So really excited to open this up. In here I've got a number of different items. We'll skip over the first few and then we'll take a more detailed look at the pen. So join me now down on the mat. Let's unbox this, let's see what's there, let's explore the pen. So here we are down on the mat. Now this box is so big it hardly fits underneath my recording rig. So this is going to be interesting to see what's in here. Anyway, I've already sliced open all the sellotape. I mean, I do that because we don't need to see that happening because we all know what to do. So let's open this box. I know you can't really see much, it's that close. Anyway, at the top we've got a load of brown packing paper. I'll just pull this out slowly and gently and let's see what we've got. So the first thing, we've got a thank you card. That's nice to see. I'll have a read of that in a little while. The next one, we're going to leave this actually till last. This is an Opus 88. So this is the new pen that I've ordered. I'm just going to pop that to one side for now. Next, we've got this cloth tote bag. Let me just move the box out of the way. Then we can actually see what we're working with, can't we? There we go. So this is like a cloth tote bag. That's nice again. I'm guessing that's one of the freebie things that you get. I love it when you get a freebie. Next item I've got is this. This is an endless recorder dotted notebook. One of the things I'm trying to do is explore different papers. So I've got this, again, it's another manufacturer's paper that I can try out. So this has got 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I'm not going to go through this today. I will do in a few weeks' time another paper video, and that's when I'll review that particular notepad. Next thing we've got is this. This is 2 Pen Chalet number 6 size nibs. So I've got this because I want to try out some different nibs. And I thought, well, this is a nice way to be able to swap these. So I got the number 6 size because a lot of my pens are number 6 size nibs. And I've got some of my China pens that I'm not 100% happy with the nibs, and I'm hoping that those will fit in them. Then the last item in the package is this. And this is going to be the first thing we're going to look at because I'm going to be using this for other things. Let me turn it around so you can see the other side. So this is a D. Charles Designs 10 pen box pen carrying case, and it's in the olive gold colour. So let me just take this out of the wrapper. Now I've got this for two reasons. So why did I get this? Well, I got this really because I'm running out of places to put my inked up pens. I've got that many running at the moment. Yes, I have 6 which are my everyday carry pens, but then I've also got a number of pens that I'm testing because I like to spend a few weeks using each pen before I do my final review videos on them. So let me just open this up so you can see what's in it. So in here we've got a display tray. If I pull this out, there we go, it comes all the way out. So what have I got this for? Well, as I've been doing my pen review videos, up till now I've been using my pen pebbles, and sometimes they don't seem to really sit very well on them. So what I want to do with this is I want to use this when I'm doing my videos, just to sit my pens in so we can get a better idea of what they're looking at. That way they're not just sat there on the pen pebble on this black checked background. Hopefully there's a little bit of interest in them. Now, I don't know how well it's going to work with these here, which is what's to stop the pens from coming out. We'll give it a try anyway, and we'll be trying it later on in this video. So time for the main event. Let's take a look at what we've got here. So as said, the pen I've ordered is an Opus 88. I've not had an Opus 88 before, so it's going to be interesting to see what this is like. So it's a brown package, Opus 88 on the front. We open it up and we've got a little black box inside. Opus 88, fine writing instruments since 1977. Again, I'm just going to slowly turn this around. That's it, that's everything that's on there. On the other side, We've got here, this is an Opus 88 Koloro genuine eyedropper fountain pen, and then we've got the colours there. So let's get into this box. So it opens from the front. Then when we open it up, what does that give us? It gives us the pen. We've got here a little leaflet. So it's showing you how to take it off, how to eyedropper it, how to seal it back up, and then a little bit about the sealing unit. I'll put that to one side for later study. So inside, we've got this. This is an eyedropper. Now, I'm not actually going to use this. What I'm going to use when I fill it is I'm going to use a syringe, but that's just my personal choice. You could use this, and it's there because it's designed to be used. Then we've got this. This is this gorgeous blue. Well, it's called blue and blue. It looks a bit like blue and green to me in real life. This is this Opus 88 Koloro pen. So let's fetch in the pen tray. Let's see if it works. Now here's a pen tray, and here we go with the pen. Just going to lay it slightly on top. This pen, on my first impression, it looks really nice. I love the fact that it's got this blues. Let's take a closer look at the body there. The top, with the cap, it's got a slight dome on it. Let's see if I can get that there so you can hopefully see that a little bit. Then that comes down with a slight taper until we come to this clip. So it looks like this is just screwed on because it's holding that whole clip in place. The clip is silver coloured. How springy is it? Very stiff. I can't even seem to get it to lift up. So that's something again I'll look at because I like to be able to clip things into my shirt pockets. So I need to know I can do that with this. Very stiff at the moment, but it may loosen up as I start using it. The cap, it tapers out. So we've got this blue. I think the material it's made from is ebonite. Then we come down from this again. It's tapering, but then we've got this, I would actually call it a green plastic, which you can see through, so we can see the nib peeking in there. We come back to some more of that ebonite. At the bottom of the clip, it then starts to go straight. We come down, there's a very slight lip. And by slight, I wouldn't notice it if I wasn't looking for it. Down into the main body. So the main body is that green translucent material, which is nice, which means I can see my ink when it's in there, so I'll know when I've got to put more ink in it. We come down, we then have another silver ring, and then we've got this ebonite cap. So this cap, it twists, and that's used to seal off the section from the main body, so you don't have to worry about it burping and spitting out a lot of ink if you get things like change of air pressure. Let's take off the cap. So we go half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5 turns. That's a lot, isn't it? Now I can understand because if you should get ink spitting out, you've got a good seal, but still that's a lot of turns. And what does that reveal? Let's turn it around slowly. It reveals this nib. Just look at that nib. Doesn't that look nice? It's a really nice silver coloured nib. So we've got a bit of a border going around it. Below the border, we've got the breather hole. Below that, we've got Opus 88 engraved on the nib. And then below that, we've got B for broad, because this is a broad nibbed pen. Now, I will be honest, it looks like it's a number 5 size nib. I'm not 100% certain on that, but certainly it looks like a small nib. Let's pop that cap back on. So that's our quick look around the body. So far, I really like the look of this. It looks really attractive. I like the combination of the colours, and it's got green in it. And as we all know, I love green. I'm now going to step away from the table. I'm going to give the pen a clean out. When I come back, we'll take a look at the ink. We'll fill the pen. We'll do a writing sample, and I'll give you my first impressions. So I'm back after giving the pen a clean through. So let's take a look at the ink I'm going to use. Well, I've decided to use this one. This is by Troublemaker Inks, and it's Opon Channel Blue. Now this to me has got a lot of that green colour that I'm seeing in the barrel. So when I put it close, they look very close match. Why I've actually chosen this ink, I've never used a Troublemaker ink up till now. I got these samples a few weeks ago, so I thought, well, this is a good chance for me to actually try out a Troublemaker ink. And I'll be interested in the comments. What are your thoughts on Troublemaker inks? Have you used them? Have you considered using them? Is there anything that I need to know when I'm using these inks? Please drop that comment below. So I'm going to fetch in this. This is my ink sample holder. It's the Dragon today. I thought, well, since we've got a greenish ink, might as well use a green holder. Here's my sample vial. So Troublemaker inks, Opon, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Channel Blue. Troublemaker inks, from what I've been able to find out, is based in the Philippines. So this is the first time, similarly, that I've had anything from the Philippines. All right, so there's the ink ready to go. Let's fetch in the pen. So let's take that cap off with 3.5 turns. That is an awful lot. So how do we fill it? As said, this is an eyedropper. Let me move that up out of the way. That's a bit better, isn't it? So the first thing we do is we take the body off the section. This section here looks quite nice, quite long, isn't it? First thing I've seen when I've started unscrewing it is there's a good O-ring there, so hopefully that will help make a good seal. There you go, there's the section off. And fetch this in. Now inside here, can you see that there's that black barrel there? That's that sealing mechanism. So if I twist the bottom, you can see that that's going down. Then twist it back up again. And what that does, that goes into the end of the section here and creates a seal which will stop ink going from the body into the section. So as say, if there is an issue, all you're doing is you're going to lose what's in the section, not what's in the hull of the pen. So to fill this, I'm going to take my syringe. As I say, I've decided to use a syringe. That body wants to run away, doesn't it? I'm going to fetch some ink up into my syringe. And then insert it just at the side and then gently depress that to transfer the ink. There's one load. Let me fetch in some more. And here we go again. This is the second lot of ink. There we are, that's full. Let's just get rid of them dregs back into there. I'll leave that there for the second. Let's pop the section back on. There we go, nice and tight. Put the cap on. And I'm just going to leave that to one side for a couple of minutes. Go on, let's fetch in that pen pebble. There we go. Let's rest it on there. I'm going to rest it with the nib down because I want to let the ink get into the section and into the nib. So let me move this out, take out the section. There we go. We've got next to no ink left in. This was, I believe, a 2 milliliter sample. So it's used the full 2 milliliters. Get rid of that. And let's fetch in the notepad. So here's my normal notepad. This is the Oxford Optic paper, B5 size. I use this for all my tests. I love this paper. Really nice, really fountain pen friendly. Just going to fetch in my rough pad. There we go. I'm fetching this in because I want to make sure the pen's writing before I start using it for the sample. So no, that ink's not made its way through yet. Could be because I've sealed off the section. So let's release that. And hopefully within a few minutes this will start flowing. Here we go. There we go. We've got that ink coming through now. Let's just do a little bit. There we go. Make sure it's coming through nicely. Now let's get rid of that rough pad. I always have a couple of books at the side ready for doing things like this, these little rough books. I've got a cheap paper, I've also got a Rhodia pad, and the one I've just been using, well, that was Clairefontaine. And a lot of the time, I use them to jot down little things that I'm thinking of, rather than having to try and keep them in my mind or put them onto post-it notes. They go into my rough pads, and then later in the day, I'll then look at them again and transfer it to where it needs to go. So that's, a bonus tip if you don't already have it. Keep a rough pad handy. So anyway, what have we got? This is the Opus 88 Koloro. It's got that bold nib. The ink, Troublemaker. Inks. Let's go to the next line. Opon Channel Blue. Do you know, this is a really different colour, isn't it, compared to what it had on the swatch. I'm just going to fetch that swatch in again. It looks so much darker on there, but here it's really watery. You can definitely now see the blue in that, whereas on that swatch it had more of a tealy colour. I'm thinking possibly because there might have still been water in from when I cleaned it out. I don't know, but I really like the look of this ink at the moment. The only thing I would say, it does look a little bit washed out for me. Let's look at our drying times. So first we go immediate. That looks quite wet, doesn't it? Going to leave it now for 10 seconds. Where I'm swiping it off, it's really hard to see, but it's just really, really pale. 30 seconds. Still got something coming off. It's coming out to about there now. Final test, 1 minute. After 1 minute, well, that does appear to be nice and dry now. For the next test, what I'll do is I'm going to reposition the mic next to the paper and then write so you can hear the pen writing. So there you go, nice and smooth. Not a lot of noise coming off it. To be honest, I don't even think there's a lot of feedback coming through. You know, yes, you can feel the pen's writing, but it doesn't give you anything really feedback-like. Yes, you can feel the pen writing, but it's not rough, it's not scratchy, but it's not too glassy. So there's a little tiny bit of feedback coming through. Now, I am noticing the ink is starting to darken up. You know, definitely from when I first started, where it was really light. We're now getting some more of that colour, so it's getting closer to the colours that I saw on the swatch. So I think it could have been because there was still water in that section and that got mixed up a bit, but now it's getting through to the main ink barrel. I like the colour, I think it's really pretty. Let's clear this off, let's take a look at the pen and we'll do a couple of size comparisons. So here we are, there's our Koloro. I'm trying to get it to sit on top of there. That's it. So the first pen I'm going to fetch in is a Pilot Metropolitan. Get that to balance in. So definitely shorter than that Metropolitan. Doesn't want to sit there though, does it? Next one we'll fetch in is Alami Safari. I would say they're very, very similar in length. A Narwhal Skullkill. So the Narwhal is a piston filler, and that is definitely, let's put it next to it for the second. It's definitely a little bit longer. Another piston filler, the TWSBI Eco, and then the final one, a TWSBI VAC 700R in Iris. Let's take the caps off and take a look at the nibs. So here we are, uncapped. I would say it's definitely one of the shorter pens when it's uncapped. The nib, I think it's about the same size as that TWSBI Eco. Certainly not the same as the Iris or the Narwhal, but it's still a pleasant nib. It's nice to look at. It's not overly complicated, which again is good. We just pop all these back, then we'll do our final thoughts. So what are my initial impressions of this pen? Looked really nice, really is. Quite a pretty pen. I love the colours. I've got to be honest, after I ordered it, I'd convinced myself I'd ordered a transparent pen. So I was a little bit surprised when I opened it and saw it was blue. But yeah, really nice looking pen. I like the way that it's got the different materials. You know, here at the bottom of the cap, I know we didn't look at this before. Most of it's blank, but just below the clip, we've got Opus 88, so you know who's made it at least. I don't know there, that looks like it's already got a little bit of dirt on that plastic barrel. That mostly will be from where I've been cleaning it out and using it initially. Yeah, nice looking pen. Writes really nice. I mean, it's a broad nib. I deliberately got a broad nib. I thought it's an eyedropper, so hopefully there'll be plenty of ink in there. I need to use this a little bit more though to see what happens with that ink. You know, the initial look of it it looked very wishy-washy, very pale, but as I was writing it seemed to get darker, so I need to use it for a few days just to see how dark that ink is. As I say, I think the issue was when I'd cleaned out the section I can't have got enough water out, so I think the ink got a little bit diluted initially, but we'll see that. Overall, really like this pen, it looks really nice. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So, have you got this pen? Have you got other eyedropper pens? What are your thoughts about them? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button, give the video a like. Every time that somebody likes the video and comments on the video, well, it just helps the YouTube algorithm to surface the content for other people. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.